good morning and welcome students once again to the online classes. Again addressing it to you myself Shrestha Pahwa from Winner Small Wonder Secondary School, taking your tenses further. Okay, so today we will start with past continuous tense. In the last class we have completed till simple past tense. So now the next comes is past continuous tense. Now what is past continuous tense? It says the action that continued to be done in past. That means the action, when was it done? It was done in the past, but remained incomplete or imperfect. What does that mean? That the action was not completed. The action was started in the past time. Okay, right now it is not going on, and that action was not completed at that moment. Okay, so those kind of sentences are included under past continuous tense. Okay, so let's look at the rules for the singular. Now there are two helping verbs that are used in past continuous tense. Those are was and were. Again, was is used for the singular noun and were is used for the plural noun. Now the subject I. With I we use was, and with you as the subject we use were. That you have to remember once you are solving the questions. Okay, so with singular the rule becomes subject plus was plus ing form of verb plus object. Now there is very one simple and easiest way to learn your rules, and that is when you look at the kind of tense that you are talking about. Like for example, right now I'm here talking about continuous. So with continuous, every time in continuous, ing form of verb is used. Okay, so once you are revising that rule, it becomes easier for you to recollect that with continuous we use ing form of verb. Okay, for example, with your perfect, what do you use? Third form of verb. All the perfect ones. Like for example, in the next class when we'll talk about past perfect, with that also we will be using the third form of verb. With present perfect also we were using the third form of verb. So this is a way to learn your rule. Okay, so over here also if you see, with continuous what are we using? Ing form of verb. Okay, so let's see the rule. The next one, the plural noun. With plural, what are we going to use? Subject plus were plus ing form of verb plus object. Let's look at the examples. I was doing my homework at 4 p.m. Now, what does that sentence mean? It means that I was doing my homework. That is in the past time. I was doing it at 4 p.m. The tailors were stitching clothes for us. It was raining heavily in July and August. You were coming late to school. Okay, now let's look at the singular part. These are the subject, the helping verb plus object according to the rule. I was going to school. He was going to school. She was going to school. We were going to school. They were going to school. You were going to school. Now these are the examples with the usage of the same kind of sentence in order to make the rule clear. Now let's look at the examples. She was reading an interesting story at that time. The queen was drying her hair on the roof. He was always boasting of his rank and wealth. The musician was playing on the harmonium. The family was planning holidays in Kashmir. Children were playing hide and seek in the park. Dhoni was scoring runs very fast. She was wearing blue ribbons. He was doing his work very carefully. We were playing a hockey match that day. So in all these sentences from 1 to 10, you can see that there has been a proper usage of the rule. For example, let's look at the first sentence. She is a subject which is singular. So subject plus was plus ing form of verb plus the rest of the part is the object. Okay. Likewise, if we look at the sixth sentence, Children. Children here is plural. So subject plus were plus ing form of verb plus object. Okay. So again, all these sentences are satisfying our rule. Again class, this is an exercise for you. In the blank, you have to fill up the helping verb usage, that is was and were, according to the subject, whether it's singular or plural. And with this, you have to use ing form of verb. Okay, so please complete this exercise 16 in your notebooks. Next part, negative form of past continuous tense. Very simple. With negative, not is added. So with the rule, let's see. Singular rule, subject plus was plus not plus ing form of verb plus object. Very simple. With plural, subject plus were plus not plus ing form of verb plus object. Okay, let's look at the examples. I was not doing my homework at 4 p.m. The tailors were not stitching clothes for us. The birds were not flying to their nest at sunset. We were not playing hockey daily at school. You were not often coming late to school. Let's look at the tab. I was not going to school. He was not going to school. She was not going to school. We were not going to school. They were not going to school. You were not going to school. I hope you are clear till here. This is very simple. See, with past, it's very simple. You have to only remember two things. One is the usage of the proper auxiliary verb or the helping verb. And second is the correct form of the main verb, that is the action verb. Okay, so once you know both these things properly, then the rest of the thing clears it up on its own. Okay, let's look at these examples now. I was not writing articles on different topics. He was not wearing various kinds of books. They were not playing football in that field. She was not drinking coffee. He was not studying in the library. You were not shopping in the market. We were not watching movie in this cineplex yesterday. I was not singing different kinds of songs. He was not traveling around the world. They were not playing basketball last week. Again an exercise 17, in which you have to change the affirmative sentences into the negative sentences. So please do all these sentences. You just have to add not after the helping verb in order to make the sentence negative. Now, the next part, interrogative form of past continuous tense. So what is going to happen? The helping verb will come in the beginning of the sentence. So was plus subject plus ing form of verb plus object plus question mark. In the very same way in plural, what it will be? Were plus subject plus ing form of verb plus object plus question mark. Let's look at the examples. Was I listening? Were you working? Was he living in Paris last year? Was it snowing when you arrived? Were you eating? Okay, so these are all the questions. Okay, now let's look at the helping verbs, the tabular form. Was I studying yesterday? Was he studying yesterday? Was she studying yesterday? Were we studying yesterday? Were they studying yesterday? Were you studying yesterday? The examples. Was it snowing yesterday at 5 o'clock? Were you still skating in the park when Jenny called you? Were the boys working in the garden when their uncle came? Was he playing football at that moment? Were they staying with their parents? Was it raining heavily in July and August? Were they helping us in every way? Was she wearing blue ribbons yesterday? I hope you are clear till here. This was very simple. Please note down all these rules as well as the examples in your notebooks. Exercise 18. Again, you have 3 exercises for today, 16, 17 and 18. In this, you have to change the affirmative into interrogative. Again, the helping verb will come in the beginning and this is how you're going to solve your questions. Okay, so please do complete all these exercises. So today we have completed with past continuous tense. In the next class, we will start with the past perfect tense. Okay, so stay home, stay safe and study well, students. Thank you very much.